What's up, guys? Sam Dog, the infamous 253, coming at you guys with a little recap of the Seahawks preseason finale last night in Dallas. The Seahawks lose at 27-26 and pretty much ending the preseason at 0-3. But, one of the things I just really wanted to talk about was some of the standouts throughout this preseason and who I think will make this team for the Seahawks and who could probably be bright spots for this future. Like, I'll tell you what, though. One of the players I was really impressed with throughout this preseason who's made a big impact, and I think he will make this team on the pass rush, is Miles Adams. Miles Adams was out there. He was just beasting players. He was making plays on the quarterback and hits. I think he had a couple sacks last night, too, and he made some stops on the running back. Miles Adams will definitely be on his team. You've seen him on my player interactions before, and he's been a bright spot in this preseason. And then Michael Jackson, the cornerback, one of our undrafted cornerbacks. Michael Jackson he's a freaking ball hawk. I think he will be a great addition to the Seahawks secondary team. But, there's that with him. Kobe Bryant will obviously be on this team too. Same with Tariq Woolen. But these young guys, we all know that these young guys are going to be making a lot of mistakes though too. And DJ Dallas has been a bright spot still too. Granted, we all know he's going to make the team. Him and Travis Homer as our other running backs, but I think maybe freaking DJ Dallas will probably be either the third or the fourth running back because obviously Kenneth Walker, we don't know when he'll be back from his sports hernia when the season starts too. So be on the lookout for that. And then at this point coming up this season, do we really care who the starting quarterback is? Because Pete obviously named Geno Smith the starting quarterback after seeing Drew Lock throw 3 interceptions. I know one of them wasn't his fault. One of them was the receiver because it basically went off his hands and was tipped and got intercepted too. But the other two, one of the other receivers should have made a play on the ball, but not seeing Drew Lock throw 3 interceptions is definitely not encouraging. But like I said, if this season's probably most likely going to be like 2011 or worse, because in 2011 we had to play. We didn't really care if Tavares Jackson or Charlie Whitehurst was our starting quarterback in 2011. We were just playing to get through that season and see the bright spots of our younger guys on offense and defense who were going to be good for the future when basically the Legion of Boom was on the rise. And now it's pretty much the same thing again, seeing which young guys are really going to stand out for this next rebuild. And there's probably a good chance that we look into quarterback in the 2023 NFL draft, whether it be Bryce Young, freaking CJ Stroud, which let's be honest, I don't really like Ohio State quarterbacks because they never really pan out in the NFL. Or for all we know, could that kid from Georgia, Stetson Bennett, possibly be entering the draft? That's something else to look out for. But I'll tell you what, other than before the interceptions, Locke did have a nice touchdown pass to Penny Hart earlier, the one that made it 10-0 earlier in the game. That was just a dime pass, and then the interceptions started happening. And Jacob Eason, let's be real, he's never going to be a starter in this league. But I do got to ask, how the hell do you oversnap it over a guy who's 6 foot? How do you oversnap it like that? The ball basically, that was just a bad snap in general on that fumble before the Seahawks, basically got that quick 3 and out and got the ball back before Eason threw was the game-ending interception, though, too. So let's be real. Jacob Eason ain't going to be no starter in this league. But pretty much, this preseason is pretty much going to be a microcosm of what we can expect this upcoming season. And, there's really no sense in getting pissed off at losses this year when we already know we're going to be bad. But granted, we know the starters ain't played a lot this preseason. We did see a little bit of Tyler Lockett last night, and we know Tyler Lockett's still doing Tyler Lockett things. He's obviously the core. He and DK Metcalf are the core of our offense, and core of our defense. We have to rebuild that core through the draft, especially on pass rush too. But it is what it is, guys. And we made it through. I made it through worse. Just as fans that toughed out that 2-14 season in 1992, and you're also looking at someone who's toughed out some rough seasons before, like when we went 4-12 in 2008 and 5-11 in 2009. But hey, I've seen worse, and if you made it through those, you can make it through that. And granted, with how rough it can get, make sure when you're in that stadium, with how frustrating it gets, look up at that Super Bowl banner to remind yourself that it's worth it in the long run. But yep, preseason's in the books. 0-3 preseason. Seahawks drop one 27-26 in Dallas to end the preseason, but some young players with some bright futures up ahead. Can't wait to see what they got during the regular season, and let's enjoy the wins we get this year, and let's bring on the regular season. Red Zone reactions week 1. Game picks coming up soon in a couple of weeks because the kickoff game will be Thursday. Will be that Thursday night game in LA between the Buffalo Bills and the Los Angeles Rams. So I'm excited about that, but other than that, that wraps up this preseason recap, and let's bring on the regular season. I got to get ready to go to Kendrick Lamar tonight at Climate Pledge Arena with my homeboy Adam Axelson, A&F Adventures, so excited about that. Going to do this concert tonight, and catch y'all later when the game picks come back, when me and Dallas do the picks. Catch y'all later. If you ain't with it, you ain't infamous, and as always, go Seahawks.